New account fraud is one of the most common forms of abuse. Bad actors create dozens or hundreds of fake accounts to claim incentives that were meant for real users. Every sign-up bonus, free trial, or referral reward that you offer is an invitation for someone to abuse it at scale. In this video, I'll show you how to use Fingerprint to detect and block that kind of abuse, and we'll look at a simple sign-up page that has no protection, then add Fingerprint to block fake account creation at the device level. So let's take a look at this sign-up page. I'm going to go ahead and create a brand new account. And when I click the sign up button, all good. If I try and make another account with the same username, I get blocked. So far, so good. However, if I make a new account with a different username, let's say demo2, continues to be successful. If I try demo3, yep, still successful, right? And that's the problem. This app is treating every sign up as unique because all it has to go on is what the user types in. We need signals that are tied to the actual browser or device, and that's exactly what Fingerprint gives us. All right, let's take a look at an app that's already running with Fingerprint. I'm going to go ahead and make a new account again. Great. And now this time, when I try and change the username and make a new account, the sign up fails. Here we'll go ahead and try it again in incognito mode. And you can see I'm still being recognized and I'm still being blocked from creating new fake accounts. Fingerprint identified the device, so a different username, whether it's in a private window, or even if I change an IP address, it still results in the browser being recognized. Let's take a look at how this is implemented. The first thing we're going to do is go ahead and load up the Fingerprint JavaScript agent here, the script, and we're going to get that ready as soon as the page loads. Then when we're ready to actually click the button, we want to make a request to Fingerprint to identify this visitor, the browser. We'll return back a few things like the visitor ID and the event ID, but the event ID is really the main thing that we want here. The visitor ID from the browser can't be trusted, so we let the server fetch it directly from Fingerprint using that event ID. We're going to go ahead and pass the event ID along with the username and password. Back to our server here, we're going to continue to pass it to a attempt signup function that takes the username, the password, and the event ID. Now all of the bulk of the logic happens in our accounts.js file. So here, the first thing we're going to do is import the Fingerprint server API client. And you'll notice that we're using the secret API key here on the back end. This key should not be ever exposed on the client. Then we'll bring in the event ID that we're passing from the front end. And you can see that we already have a check here to find if the username already exists. And after that check, we're going to bring in Fingerprint. Now, the first thing that we need to do is actually get the full event data from Fingerprint. So this is going to contain things like bot detection signals, virtual machine signals, tampering signals, etc. It also includes our visitor ID, which is a highly accurate and stable visitor identifier for the browser or device. We're going to use this to detect if this particular visitor has already created accounts. So we're going to go ahead and use this find account by visitor ID function. This is a brand new function we got as a helper function here. It's just using our database and using the visitor ID to grab any related usernames. Now that we have that, we can go back and again, check to see if that visitor ID already has an account associated with it. On top of this, we can also add some bot detection. Bots and automated scripts are often used for new account fraud, so this is a great check to add. Our bot detection returns good, not detected, or bad. So in this case, we're going to say anything that's not detected counts as a bot. Then finally, we need to actually create the account. And instead of just passing the username and the password and some other values to the database, we're also going to include the visitor ID. Now, obviously, this is just an example. You should handle passwords a bit better than this. And that's about it. So now that we've saved that, let's go back and we're going to reset the demo DB, clear out all that data, and start fresh. So I'll make a brand new account again. should be good to sign up. Great. And then if I now go ahead and try and sign up a second time, the sign up fails. It recognizes that I have this device. Let's try it in incognito. Again, same server. Try with a new username. And I'm still detected, right? So even though I'm in an incognito with no cookies, etc., I'm still detected. And that's really the core of it. The JavaScript agent identifies the device. The server fetches that verified event data from Fingerprint, and it checks it against the database. So you're no longer relying on just what the user tells you. Now, in a real application, you'd probably want to tune those thresholds rather than just doing a hard block on the second account. Maybe you allow a few of them to be created over a certain amount of time. Perhaps you require email verification or flag, these attempts for account creation for review later on. Up to you. But the overall flow is the same either way. So go ahead and check out the full tutorial and the example app for more step-by-step instructions to try it out yourself and build it. Take care.